Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Charitable and Home Care. Very glad you are joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. We are so very glad to welcome back to the program Laura and David Fake. Guys, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
We appreciate the time y'all give us.
Well,
for sure.
Listen, y'all do such a wonderful thing, and I don't know that people always understand exactly what y'all do. We're going to spend some time being able to share that and talk about that. But one of the big fundraisers for the Haiti mission is the golf tournament.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about it and how much fun they are going to have.
Yeah. Well, it's the 13th annual
Right.
Golf tournament and silent auction that we put together, and it's going to be at Ellendale Country Club this coming Monday, and we have teams that are signed up for the morning and afternoon. Right now we have 26 teams. So any of you
26, wow.
Any golfers out there that want to come out and play or put together a team, we still have room certainly
Okay.
for more teams.
And it's four-man teams, is that right?
4-man teams. It looks like the weather should be good. The way they're predicting it now. We've had some our share of bad days.
Right,
of rain.
right. Well, in 13
But,
years, it's
yes.
you're bound to have a few of
I
those
think
bad
we've
days
had,
in May.
I think we've had 4 washouts. But,
Right,
so anyway,
right.
everybody's looking forward to it. Don Robinson's in charge of that, and Deacon Lloyd Duplantis.
Right.
And we'll have plenty of food, drinks on the course, all that kind of stuff, starting
Right.
from early in the morning. We're even going to have Bishop Sam coming and do
Very
Mass at 8
nice.
o'clock.
Oh, that's awesome.
After the first teams go out in the morning, we'll have Mass at 8 o'clock. And we just, Laura's in charge of the silent auction, and so we'll have items set up inside the clubhouse at Ellendale for people to bid on.
Right.
We just enjoy people coming out,
Yeah.
visiting with us, talking about Haiti and the mission and what we do.
Right,
The
right.
golf tournament part really funds a lot of the general funds and projects that we do and the general expenses we have during the year. So it's
Right.
really important that we have a lot of people supporting the golf tournament. And,
And speaking of, Jen, put that up if you don't mind. Put the flyer up. I want people to be able to see how they can be a part of that, how they can join, to be able to go out. And that's it, the 13th Annual Haiti Mission Golf Tournament and Silent Auction, as was mentioned, at the Ellendale Country Club, Home, Louisiana. Monday, May 2nd at 8 o'clock after the first teams go out. That Haiti mission, there's a reason why there's a big cross there, and that's because it's such a Christian effort to be able to go and take care of other people. And you can go to that website at www.haitimission.com and get more information. You can sign up there as well for the golf tournament. You can find out some of those wonderful silent auction items that I want to talk a little bit about. But listen, silent auctions do a really good job of raising money because, people don't like to get outbid.
No, it's a highly competitive sport. In fact, we've just switched to a new bidding platform.
Okay.
So everything can be done online and on the phone. This year, you won't even be able to see the number of the bidder. It'll just beep at you and send you a message on the phone. You've been outbid. It invites you to put in another bid, or there's another system called Max Bid system.
Right.
So you go in at whatever the bid is, either the starting bid or a competitive bid, and then the system will automatically accept the bid, ask you, would you like to set a max bid? So at that point, then the system will use your max bid to bid against whoever hits. Okay, they can't see your max bid,
Right.
but
you know what your max bid is.
But you know what it is, and then they'll immediately get a thing that says, nope, you've been outbid. And
Wow.
It kind of...
The silent auction may be more
Amazing.
competitive than the golf that day. I love the idea. Oh, by the way, you just got a message. You've been outbid.
Yeah.
And that's such an ego strike, right? Especially with some of the great items that you guys have. Y'all always find a way to get really good items for the silent
It's
auction.
because we have really generous donors who take care of us, and a lot of people have chosen that very significant way of helping us out. That we sort of need people from all aspects of that. David will talk a bit about the sponsors.
Right.
That have been key. But the auction items, we have people that put up weeks of vacation, beautiful baskets that get put together that we just could not do without the donors that we've had that put them up.
Yeah.
And they got, and I got to tell you, last year was the 12th year, and the weather was so perfect last year.
Right.
And it was just this huge celebration of people out there. I mean, between the golfers having fun and the course was in great shape playing. But I mean, we had, again, even if you don't play golf, come out there. We
yes.
have food and we have, camaraderie. We just sit out there and talk and have a great time. It's just a great day for people to come out and just get together and enjoy each other and everything Haiti Mission does. And all the people is brought together, from all over the country. But, it's right here started at St. Bridget's in Shreveport, Louisiana. Deacon Lloyd Duplantis and Miss Fay, 22 years ago, began this one trip a year mission that's grown into, 3 and 4 trips a year.
Right.
And it's a great experience.
And again, that golf tournament, let's put that flyer up one more time, Jen, if you don't mind, so people can go out and do that. As we're talking about, you're going to see that hope is one of the things listed: hope, solidarity, and love. And I can tell you want to come out and share those things on Monday, May 2nd, over at Ellendale Country Club. It's the 13th annual Haiti Mission Golf Tournament and silent auction. A lot of special things going on. You talked about coming out just to enjoy that. You don't have to be a golfer to come and do that.
Not at all.
But come out and enjoy that and see the hope that's being established and created, kind of like you mentioned with Lloyd and his wife and what they've done years ago. And y'all have really picked up the torch and really carried it and made it a whole lot more. And so as we close, I want people to realize that they need to be a part of building hope for other people, and that's what it's about. It's about building hope. Let's talk about the silent auction because of the value that it has for the golf tournament, and more importantly, what that money gets used for.
Well, the silent auction has been set up since
the beginning.
probably the third. It's third
10
year
10
that
years
it-
or
to
so,
raise
right?
Well,
money. Yeah.
the past 12 years, the silent auction has raised a little over $1 million.
In 12 years, the silent auction has raised a little over $1 million.
You gotta understand.
I don't want to skip over that. That's a really big deal.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and it
Can see the
started
results.
out after Laura and I had gone on a trip and we got involved with Haiti Mission and we funded a school down in Haiti. And we could never seem to get the money to finish paying for the school.
Right.
And so for the first few years of this auction, we said, look, we're dedicating all this money to finish paying for this school, and that's what we did. And her and I didn't know what we were doing. Somehow raised about $7,000 or $8,000.
God knew what you were doing.
He would always send us somebody new.
We raised $7,000 or $8,000 the first year, and $5,000 came from one person.
Yeah.
Oh, my
And,
goodness.
and I mean,
Oh,
it has
that's so
grown
special.
and grown, and it's like the first couple of years, Laura and I were worried about, we need to do this, we need to take care of this, and then we realized after a few years, it has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Had
may
to
be a
stay out of the
vehicle,
way.
Right, right.
but God.
Somebody's driving, right?
But God's got it all in control, and
Sure.
it's grown since 2016. We started dedicating all the money, since 2013, we
Right.
started dedicating all the money for houses.
Right.
So Deacon Lloyd and I went down there in the summer of 2013, and we negotiated prices to build these homes that we build, and they're on the website. We have before and after pictures. This
Remarkable.
month, they're finishing house number 265.
House number
We have
265.
a construction crew that's grown from building one house a month
Okay.
to 2 to 3, and this past year, we were doing 4 houses a month.
4 houses a
So we
month
have 70
in a
men
place
making-
like Haiti.
70 men making their living building 4 houses a month.
70, employing 70 people
Yeah.
that may or may not otherwise have a job.
Absolutely.
And so you think about the impact of all of those things making a difference. Think not only for the person that gets a home,
Oh, yeah.
a house in Haiti is
Right.
rarity,
Right.
and you're doing 4 months,
Right.
70 people, and what they're doing, and the money is coming from the golf tournament silent auction.
Well, the silent auction is dedicated towards homes.
Yeah,
Right.
that's all.
We try
that's
to
all
pay
it
for
does.
half of the cost of the home. So the homes were costing $7,500 apiece until a few months ago. Like inflation everywhere.
Sure.
They've gone up to 8,000.
Yeah.
But
And
you know,
still, that's-
so we were trying to raise half the money for each house, so $3,750 for each house, and we started off by trying to do 1 a month, 2 a month, 3 a month. This year our goal was to raise enough money for 4 a month at $3,750. So we started this sponsor part of the silent auction in 2016, and our sponsors have been unbelievably generous, and so they just make a donation up front.
Wow.
So when we went into this in October, I talked to Laura, I said, right now they're still $7,500 a month, but I bet you it's gonna go up to 8,000, which it has.
Right.
So we set a goal to try to do 4 houses a month over the next year at $3,750.
Right.
Well, our sponsors just started pouring in, right? And so now we're close to what we need for 4 houses a month at $4,000, half the amount
Right.
already.
Wow.
And it's just like, like I said, like we look at each other and just go, we just need to stay out of the way.
Yeah.
Right.
God-
In,
God has
in the midst
planned.
of coming out of COVID, in the midst of coming out of Ida, in the midst of coming out of
Everything.
resources that are limited,
Yeah.
with, I'm excited that it's only a $500 increase per house.
Yeah.
Because, we look around and trying to get resources here,
Yeah.
it's similar
Right.
to getting resources in Haiti.
Tin, wood,
it-
concrete, all those things.
Yeah.
All of those
Yeah.
things. And then in August, there was an earthquake.
Oh, that's right.
Not seriously impacting our village, but there was, like, the old cathedral in Jeremy was destroyed. But most importantly, the bridge that they cross on the road, so they literally have to unload the truck on one side of the river, hand carry the items over, drive the empty truck over the ford, reload the truck, and then get it
And
all
then
the
get
way
it.
out to us in Jeremy, and that's where the increase in cost has.
Okay.
mostly
Well, and
come
the
from.
fuel to do that,
Yeah, all
the
of it.
fuel to be able
Our
to do
fuel
that.
is crazy expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just it's a miracle in a lot of ways how everything keeps going. And people need, I wish people would just go on the website and look at some of these homes, these pre and before and after pictures. These people live a lot of times in little tarp. In the last few years after the earthquake, we called them Cajun microwaves.
Cajun
So
microwaves.
they would salvage tin that had blown around and make a little tin hut. Now, you think about a tin hut, and you think about how hot it gets. And, we go to Haiti during the summer months too, and it's 110 degrees, and I'm telling you, there are a lot of those little huts I don't even walk in. I just can't do it.
It's
There are
just
other
that
times
hot.
I make myself do it,
Right.
just to realize how lucky we are.
The impact of how they're living and the impact of what y'all are doing.
Yeah.
And 4 a month now with 70 people, I can't get it out of my head, 4
Yeah.
and 70.
Yeah.
4 a month at $8,000, and it's just, and the fact that people are just giving
Yeah.
to that
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
giving. It's just, I marvel at the energy of going to do that, but it's got to be incredibly rewarding to see how far you've come. And this vision that Lloyd and his wife had, Lloyd Duplantis, of course, over at St. Bridget Church, I had a deacon there, and what y'all are able to do, it's remarkable.
Yeah.
You get to witness firsthand how God cares so deeply for the poor, and that the impact that the people who are sponsors for the silent auction, the people who then step up or the donors that contribute the other half, the other 4,000. And what we always tell them is we're the lucky ones who get to go down there and see, but that if you ever wanted to just know 100% that you are being prayed for every day, sponsor a house. And they're done, people ask that they're done in memory of their loved ones. Lord knows, I don't know how many houses are done in memory of Rebecca. They are done in honor of friends, family, or just in their name. And the dedication is, God has heard your cry, and He's called out to Haiti Mission on your behalf. And Martin False answered the call in memory of Eugene and in
Right.
honor of
His dad.
Lorraine, that
Right.
sort of thing. And
Right.
that people continually, especially in these times, have set up to do that. There's a sympathy and a feeling that a lot of these people, David mentioned the 10 that's been collected, that hurricane was in 2016. And there just is a continual flood of people that still
Or in
need the housing. And so the generosity of everybody that's done the contributing to make this happen has just grown and grown and grown over the years, and it just still humbles and amazes us that the response is so consistent and so positive.
And it's the people that are giving, and I talked about this quite a bit. You can give, but the greatest gift you can give is your gift of presence. And so there's always the option for people to be able to go and do this with you.
Yes.
To be able to go and take these trips to Haiti and the Haiti mission. And let's talk about how often you're talking about 3 or 4 times a year now.
Yeah,
right?
COVID kind of shut us down a little bit. Ken.
Right.
Up to 2009, 2010, before the earthquake, we went in 2009. Our sons were the first teenagers to go.
Right.
I can't tell you how many teenagers have come since.
Right.
You know,
They kind of set the stage for that, right?
But we used to make one trip a year, and now, we kind of got thrown into taking groups down. One trip we had scheduled with Deacon Lloyd, who had some medical issues and all of a sudden couldn't go.
Right.
And he just looked at him and said, well, Fake, you've been twice. You're going to be in charge this time.
Welcome to number 3.
You get called the big boss when you're at Haiti. That's how you
Okay.
And it's been an experience. I'm a little dense sometimes. I got to keep being reminded how lucky we have it. And it's been a blessing for us to keep going down there and seeing over and over again how many gifts they give back to us and how blessed we are to be able to live in this country.
Yeah.
And so we try to take groups down. Before COVID, we were trying to go 3 times a year. I think right now we're willing to go 4 or 5 times a year.
Wow.
Wow. If somebody has a group of 6 or 7 people they want to go on a trip, they need to contact us, and we'll arrange a time of year that works for them.
Right.
But we have a trip. We had a trip in January to dedicate the church. We got a trip in June that's full right now with 14 people. 4 of them are college kids from the area.
I love it.
That have, they're just great people, and we can't wait to go.
And some young people with some energy.
Yes,
And some
I
strength.
tell you what, they get it. We've
Right.
taken so many people down there, and it's just so fun. Even though we see the improvement, a lot of improvement since we've been going, and we see most of all the hope that's been instilled in the community. When they see us, there's just hope that things can get better.
Right.
And to bring people down that have never been before, and just to see their reaction
Right.
for us is, probably one of the
Yeah,
funnest
people
things to
are
do.
literally moving from other parts of Haiti into
To
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Because
'Cause of the options, right?
Well, the consistent employment of these men mean their money is going into the community.
Right.
So there are shops that are open. There's opportunity there because their salaries are outflowing into the community. And
You're not just changing
shows,
people
yeah.
in a house, you're changing communities,
Well, and
changing Haiti.
It's
Yeah.
easy for people in our area to relate to it because it is.
of
It's
Ida.
kind of the country area right out of the city.
Yeah.
And so these people are agrarian, they live day to day. They kind of try to grow things or,
Right.
sell things and,
Right, barter if they can.
barter if they can to get what they need. And these homes are 900 square feet and they have no electricity, they have no running water, but it's concrete construction. It's a safe place for them a dry place for their
Solid.
family to
Right,
be.
cool. Right,
You
it's
know.
not 10,
No.
and 120 degrees under a tin roof.
And our mission trips are all corporate works of mercy.
Right.
Basically, we go, we dedicate the homes, we go inspect them, we pray with the people that receive them. We have a school there, we feed the kids at school every day.
Church there.
We have water wells that Deacon Lloyd has been in charge of for a long time, that's another project we do. We go visit the missionaries of charity, which is a
Right.
wonderful experience. We go feed the prisoners.
And just so many things that you do. People can go www.haitimission.com. If you're interested in any of this stuff, go to the
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
Go and figure out. You can go to the golf tournament. It's on May 2nd again.
Many alums there
yeah.
can answer all the questions.
Oh,
you
yeah.
And
want.
go check out the pictures. Guys, I can't thank y'all enough for being on. I
Thank you.
really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for what y'all do.
And
God
HTV.
bless. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular Bayou Time. Don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming here on HTV.